I mean, I kind of do if he wants to argue. Children struggling with obesity should be evaluated and treated early and aggressively, including with medications for kids as young as 12 and surgery for those as young as 13, according to new guidelines. Jeez. What do drugs mean? Like appetite suppressing drugs? What is it? What are appropriate drugs? Probably amphetamines? I don't understand what this means. Obesity is not a lifestyle problem. It is not a lifestyle disease, he said. It predominantly emerges from biological factors. That's not true at all. The only way to become large is to take in external, like environmental things. You don't invent your own energy, right? You don't have a fusion reactor inside your body. It has to come from consuming things in your environment. Different environments and the different types of foods available to you are going to predispose you towards different types of weight gain. I don't understand this. I would like to see this expanded on. Co-director of the Center for Pediatric Obesity Medicine. Yeah, thank you. I've heard about the weight loss drugs. We already read about them on stream. Why do some people eat more and others eat less? I don't even know if I believe in that much. I think that what happens is some people are born with disproportional habit. Here's a guess. I'm going to make this guess right now. This is a guess that I'm going to make, okay? I don't know. Somebody go find research to see if this exists or not. If you put a person in an environment over here with like a fuck ton of simple carbs, sedentary lifestyle, so any first world country, all of them, yeah, just those two things. I bet that like 80% of these people will become overweight just on those two factors alone. Just on those two things alone. I bet like, this is 75%. I bet 80% of these people become overweight. If you take the same biological being, nothing, the exact same genetic everything, and you stick this person in an environment and you've eliminated almost all simple sugars, almost all simple carbs, almost all like ultra processed food, and they had like a moderate amount of exercise. And by moderate amount, I mean 30 to 60 minutes of just walking a day, right? It might be walking to and from work, it might be walking to a store, it might be just walking. I bet that in this group, my guess, my total bullshit guess with no evidence whatsoever, my total bullshit guess is like maybe like 10% of these people would be overweight. That'd be my guess. I really, really do think that it comes down to, I think it comes down to the insane foods that are available. I think it comes down to the insane foods that are available and the total lack of movement that we have in our environments today. I think that if you change those two things, I bet you would see things change significantly. It's just so obvious that like if you give somebody like a plate of food that has like vegetables, maybe like starches, maybe some complex carbs and some protein, and you have them eat, it's kind of hard to overeat on that. At least in my opinion. For me, it's kind of hard to overeat on that. But if you give somebody a plate full of processed food and simple sugars, like chicken nuggets, a lot of breaded food, a lot of carbs, a lot of like breads and stuff, not like starches and fibers and stuff like that, bro, you can down, unironically, like 1,500 to 2,000 calories in a single sitting. Like easy. That's not even hard. If you gave me 5 chocolate croissants, I could eat them in one sitting without a second thought. Easy. 5 chocolate croissants, like nothing. That's like 1,500 plus calories right there. Check out ectomorph, meso, all of that is bullshit. None of that means anything. That's all bullshit, pseudoscience. None of that means anything. Related TikTok.
Is obesity a choice? This is a tough question.
Why obesity is not a choice? If I had to say obesity wasn't a choice, it's because you're set up to fail. How do you fix that? You have to start taxing the fuck out of processed food and simple sugars. The problem too is that like all the simple sugars and the processed foods, they're not even that much better. They are good. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that like chicken nuggets are, disgusting, because that's not true. There's a reason we eat them. It's because they're cheap and easy to produce and they taste fucking delicious, right? Eurocucks that'll sit here and tell you shit like, oh, American fast food is shit. Yeah, that's why there's 10 million McDonald's in every single fucking European country, you motherfucker. You guys love it just as much as we do, right? People love that shit. People love processed food. It tastes good, but healthy food tastes really good too, as long as it's served correctly. And like the health benefits are a million times better to do it versus like the ultra processed stuff and the yeah. There are countries or states where sugar sodas are taxed. I don't know what the effect is on overweight people. I thought for the UK, I thought it reduced the consumption of sugar. I thought that was seen so far in the UK because they're the first, I think, big country that did it, right? How is XQC not fat? Okay, now we're going into the super ultra pseudoscience bullshit territory, okay? Super ultra pseudoscience bullshit territory, okay? If I had to guess, I'm combining a lot of knowledge here, okay? Being very general and broad here. This is going to be a guess that I'm going to have for XQC. I'm going to say that XQC was probably the same as me, and that if you have ADHD, and if you hyper-focus on shit, it's very easy to get a bag of cookies and eat them and not worry about your hunger because all you want to do is like play games and you're not thinking about it. When I grew up, I would play games all day long, focus on that shit. I didn't give a fuck about anything else. I think that those two things combined, like, probably are the reason why you don't eat as much. And you see guys that they seem like they're skinny, but they seem like they eat junk food all the time and they can eat anything. But the reality is they don't eat that much. They'll eat like a bag of cookies or whatever, but that's like all they eat for like 2 days because all they're doing is super fixated on, you know, whatever game they're playing or whatever the fuck you're doing, and that's it. Okay, I don't know what it is. Okay.
Would you rather cheat on your girl or snitch on your mans?
Cheat on my bitch.
How about you?
I'm cheating at her grandpa.
Would you rather
Jesus
cheat on
Christ, what the fuck? This is only a 5-minute video. Taff isn't ready, so I'll wait. I'll watch this.
I hope you're having a lovely day. So, hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day. So today I'd like to just dig into and do a little bit of a post-mortem of how the New York State right to repair bill that we've been working for 7 years died a fiery death with the poison pill provisions that were added to it. So about a week ago, I did a video titled My Guess on How New York's Right to Repair Bill Will Die. And then pretty much 2 days after that video came out, I did a video on how the right to repair bill died. Governor Hochul sabotages New York right to repair bill right on schedule. And if you want a really quick TLDR, this is a 6-minute video where I go over with Maltaligi of News 10 exactly how it was the bill was gutted. So many of you have wondered how this could possibly happen because the bill was voted on 147-2 in the Assembly and 59-4 in the Senate, which seems to constitute a veto-proof majority. So there were a few questions that we had, and there are some members of the New York State Assembly that I know and some members of the Senate that have been kind of helpful in prodding me into understanding how New York State's legislature works. So I thought that I would discuss that with all of you. The first is the difficulty of getting the legislature together in session to be able to really kind of do anything about this. So this is the first part that I find funny. It's hard to explain without getting too legally technical, but essentially the New York State legislature is never out of session. If session isn't held for 3 consecutive days, then session is closed. And per the New York Constitution, the legislature cannot return an open session unless called upon by the governor. So, to not allow the governor to hold authority over when the legislature can and cannot hold session, we actually hold session every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the entire year, no matter what day it is, even on holidays including Christmas. It's only
Or the top 3 smartest people you've had on stream. Top 3 smartest people I've had on stream, excluding like celebs I've had, like Sean Carroll or whatever. Damn, I don't know. My top 5 would be Pisco would be up there for sure. Byron would be up there for sure. I'm sure I could think of another. I'm not sure. Okay, sorry, let's finish this.
Regularly attended by 2 people, usually a member from one of the closest districts to Albany and a representative from the clerk's office to witness and record that it took place. They gavel in, see that there is no business before the House, and they gavel out. It usually takes about 2 minutes, but this allows the legislature to essentially be in session in perpetuity, even though we may only regularly meet from January to June. So this is the first question, is if they're in session, why can't we fix this? And it's because at this point in time, there may literally just be one person there hitting a gavel and one person there to witness it, that then walk away because there's nobody actually there. The second part is my favorite one. If she vetoes it, then things become murky because we have a brand new legislative session beginning literally a week from today. This new legislature wouldn't have voted on that previous bill, and I don't even know if they would have the authority to override the veto of a bill they never voted on. New York is all sorts of screwed up for sure. Again, that's not me saying that. That is literally somebody that works within the New York State Assembly. So let's just wrap our heads around this. So the legislature voted 147-2 on a bill back in June. The governor can wait until the end of December to veto it when there's literally 1 or 2 people in the room in the session. And at that point, when the new legislative session begins, all of those people would be people that didn't actually sign the bill. So what you would have to do is you would have to get 149 people to then agree in the New York State legislature to override the governor's veto and demand that the original bill be signed as is with no edits, when those people may be people that have never heard of right to repair, didn't have anything to do with the bill signing, and didn't have anything to do with the creation.
Sounds kind of dumb.
Well played, Governor Kathy Hochul. Well fucking played. So most likely what occurred here is, I'm just guessing, this is just my opinion, is she knew, the lobbyist told her, listen, if you wait until the end of the year, you can veto this. I know that this is a veto-proof majority, but the members of the legislature that actually signed this bill are going to be out the door anyway, so they're not going to be here to veto it. The right to repair folks would have to get another 140 or 150 people that are completely brand new, that don't even know what this bill is, to override you in order to override your veto, which is not going to happen. So if you can just put a poison pill in at the end of December, we're all good. And that is what happened. Now, to be clear, the existing bill sponsors would have had to accept this, and I believe that they accepted this completely understanding how they were screwed and that they would have no power to actually override the veto in the next session because they were not going to be there, which is how we got ourselves into the current position. One point that I want to note is that one of the bill sponsors, Pat Fay, actually fought this very, very hard. She did not want the bill to be edited or watered down in any way, and she did a really good job of helping push everything through. I don't want to get too much into her personal life, but there were certain times where she was working and trying to get this bill passed during times where I personally would probably not even be able to leave my bedroom. So a big shout out to Pat Fay for doing way more work towards this bill than I would have ever been able to do in her position. She did a great job in spite of the governor trying to spoil and screw up everything. But yeah, that's about that. I just thought I would give you a little bit of insight into how the legislative process works in New York State and why it is close to impossible to get anything done if you have a crappy, corrupt governor. This is how you know we have reached true gender parity and equality, because several years ago I was talking about how our old governor would veto bills that were voted for 137-4 in favor of those bills.
This sounds so fucked. So it sounds like, so if I understand the legislature correctly, you can get a veto-proof majority to pass a bill, and it can sit on the governor's desk, and he can just wait until the next legislative session and then amend it when the next legislative session just doesn't care about it? Is that how the New York legislature works? That seems a little kind of bullshit. Okay, new asteroid field. U for Universe Explorer. You need a veto-proof majority to pass it after a veto. It's likely a lot of the members who voted for the bill are no longer there. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the whole point, right? Oh, also. Okay, let's see if we can accelerate this, okay? We're going to do a group project, guys. Ready? Group experiment. Group experiment, okay? Here we go, here we go. Okay, we have a new emote in chat. It is the one guy emote. Can we all get this out of our system? Go ahead and all spam the one guy. Everybody get it out of your system. One guy, one guy. All spam it. All spam it. Everybody spam it. Go ahead. We're going to do all the phases right now, okay? Okay. Stop spam. Stop DPS. No more dots. Okay. Now, can everybody spam new emote shit? Everybody spamming the new emote getting overused. Now all of you guys come out and let's move on to this phase. Everybody's spamming the new emote. It's so annoying. It's so dog shit. Everybody say this. The new emote looks like shit. It's horrible. People spam it all the time. People don't know how to use it. Go ahead, do that. Okay. Yep. Okay. Now, move on to the phase where some of you use it with a Giga Chad because you're trying to use it to annoy people. So now start using it incorrectly. Yesterday I went to hang out with a friend. Oh, you hung out with one guy. So like one guy, use it wrong, put a Giga Chad, piss people off. A couple of you still mad about it, blah, blah, blah. Everybody get through that. And then after this, okay, now we've We've worn it in. We've settled it in. Can we just have gone through all the phases and now we're good and we don't have to spend the next week like sorting out like the new emote? Okay. Thank you. Now I'm mega nuke you guys because you guys use it too much and it triggers me. Let me wash my hands real quick.